Hi everyone, happy week 12. I am really tired this week and apparently I cannot get all my thoughts out. This is my 7th time taking this video. So I am reading off of a script because I think that is maybe the only way I can finish this assignment. With that being said, this week we're talking about families and like last week as well, families, groups. For the first question, how would you use a group setting or a family setting when the family thinks that a specific person is the problem or kind of causing a lot of the conflict? I think the first thing that's really important to remember, and Dr. Altenberg talks about this in the lecture, about giving everyone the space to talk and to give their perspective is really important. And doing that in the beginning of the session versus later is important, as that way everyone knows that they're engaged and that this is a place where they can talk and share is really important. I think the first thing that I would do, and again, there's no context to this question, whether this is like your first or second or third or 20th time meeting with this family. So I'm just kind of using this as like a nuance of in general. But I think what we learned on Saturday and last week was about strength-based questions and strength-based learning about the strength base. And I think a good way to start would be talking to the family about what they do well, how they handle problems well, and what that looks like for them when they do handle it well. When things are handled well, who's doing what? Like, how is each person doing well? What is each person doing to come up with a good outcome? I think this would, one, set the tone that this isn't going to be a negative space. This is going to be a space where we can like tackle problems together and know that there are good outcomes, that there are good things that this family can do, both for the clients, right? And for the clinician to be able to see like, how does this family handle these certain scenarios, and how can we use those strengths to work into this new problem or maybe these problems that they have. And something that my practicum has been talking about for all 12 weeks, but specifically this week, about motivational interviewing. I will add like a comment to this video of a PDF that I've used to like learn about motivational interviewing. It's really useful, I think. I think motivational interviewing can be used with all sorts of other modalities. It's a way to learn about the nuances in the client's thinking, the nuances in trying to figure out the parts that maybe they haven't seen yet, or understanding what they're really trying to say, both for the clinician and also for the client as well. So I think in this scenario, using some motivational reflection and phrases and questions might be helpful to really understand what's going on. So one of the motivational interviewing reflections that I thought might be interesting to use in this was agreeing with a twist, saying something like, this person makes it hard to function as a unit. You're saying that they should leave. This gives the opportunity for the family to think about the ambiguity and what they actually want. Do they want this person in the family to leave? Do they want this family member to act differently? What are they really trying to get at here? They're really angry at them, or they're really upset with them, and this person isn't maybe functioning in the way that they want to. What does that look like for them? And kind of being curious about, that. The agreeing with a twist, that may not work with every family. That may not work depending on what kind of rapport you have. But I think the siding with the negativity can sometimes be good when trying to get other people to be like, wait, no, we don't want them to leave. We just want them to do this. So I thought, oh my goodness, it's already been 5 minutes. Okay, I will wrap this up. That would be what I would do. going on to the second question. Some unwritten rules in my family growing up. When my mom got remarried to my stepdad, I think a lot of our family rules changed. I would say one of the biggest unsaid rules that we have in my family and my household is that we do not yell. We can be upset, we can fight, we can be mad. We can be mad for multiple days, weeks, but we do not raise our voice at each other. This changes our behavior in good ways. There's no yelling in my house. But it can also be have negative impacts. Some of my family members can be a bit passive aggressive because of this. I personally think, I don't know, I hate passive aggressiveness. I think it just gets nowhere, but that is how it can impact it negatively. And then another unspoken rule, Dr. Altenberg was talking about like smaller, little funnier ones. So in my family, if someone has bought their favorite food or there's something that they really like, maybe it's like an ice cream bar or something, you can eat some of it, but you cannot finish it. You cannot eat the last one. So I think it's more about like respecting people's space and respecting their money and how they're wanting to spend that, and just holding respect to that person. So I am going to end this because I went over the time limit. Have a good rest of your week.